Welcome everyone, Farmer Cop here. This is going to be the mods for January 14th of 2021. If this is what you're looking for, please stay tuned. Alright folks, so welcome to the mods for January 14th of 2021. There's going to be some timestamps that are going to pop up for different portions of the video. One should take you to equipment and the start of the mod review. One will take you to placeables. One will take you to other stuff. So yeah, I'm just going to put some different timestamps on there that I think would be helpful. I'm going to try to do more details and more of that in the future. But for now, let's go ahead and get started with the updates. So if you don't want to watch the updates, go ahead and skip to where the actual mod review starts. So first off, for the updates, we have an update to the Rotoplastic Speed Mix 3000 by Farm Central Sol. That did add an option for an IT runner configuration. We also have an update to the Lizard Maximus 20,000 TH by Farm Central Sol, and that added the ability to unload pallets. Moving on, we have updates to the Art Mechanic 21 ITR by Vanquish 081. We have an update to the Multi-Transporter by White Bull Modding. We also have an update to the HW 80 bale trailer by Camillo 0397, which added in a auto load configuration option. And then we also have the update to the Hilarious Stego package by Lucas Plays TV, and that did add a couple of new configurations in there. And again, I'm only going to mention configurations or things that change that I think are just significant enough to mention, other than like color option changes and other basic fixes. So just so you guys know. Moving on, we have an update to the Lizard Quad by White Bull Modding. We have an update to the Old Lizard Car Trailer Pack by Austri and Castan 18. We also have an update to the Farm Buildings Pack by Realistic Farmers, an update to the Field Barn by I can pronounce that right, Motec Empire. I'm sure I said that completely wrong. I do apologize. Moving on, we do have an update to the Old PGR Cows Barn by Camillo 0397. That did add support for manure systems, I do believe. Yes, that did. We also have an update to the Placeable Details Pack by Camilla 0397. That added, it went from 49 placeable objects to 64, so a lot added in that pack, excuse me. Then we also have an update to the Wash Station by Missy B. That added another wash station. Then we have an update to the Farming Simulator Box Pack by Castan 18. That added FS15 if you wanted to add that into your game. And then we also have an update to the John Deere 6030 series by DB Modding. And also we have an update to the Placeable Filling Stations by Chris CJ Farming. On the Placeable Filling Stations, from my understanding, they added in the ability to be able to purchase Maize Plus products using one of their stations in there. So if that's what you're into, there you go. And there's also an update to the Realistic Cab View by Loki79. And that is all the updates. But another thing I want to mention is this mod right here. This is the Sosnovka add-on. So this adds quite a bit of different stuff into the actual Sosnovka map. So let me go ahead and read some of that off for you. So first off, selling station trains have been added at the locations listed below. All products delivered at these stations will be loaded to the train and will only be sold after sending the train. There's lumberyard, transport company, freight yard, mill, dynamic train signals and railroad crossings, dynamic fill plane and digital display for digestate tank located at the BGA. New category, Sosnovka for all placeable. Sorry, I can't pronounce the things. Too early in the morning for me. Okay, continuing on. And price multipliers added to selected wood sell points. This is only compatible with Sosnovka map by GTX. So that one you can't run without having Sosnovka installed. So just be aware of that. That's what that's part of. And that is everything for the updates. Let's go ahead and get into the mod review. All right, our first mod for the day is the John Deere Windrower. So this is by Sluchus Modding. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. SLEUTJES Modding. This is 15.02 megabytes to download, and this is for all platforms. So if we take a look at this in the store here, this is going to be found under mowers. That's where you're going to get the main body here. 2280, 80 horsepower, runs at 18 miles an hour. That is what you get there. There's no other configuration options. Now the header for it essentially is going to be found under mowers. Go across here to mowers, and there he is right there. The 300 twin knife, 6500 to buy, runs at 10 miles an hour, 4.5 meter working width. And my understanding is it should windrow behind you. So, but we'll take a look at that here in a second. So again, nice mod, good detail on it. I actually really like the windrower here. This is kind of what my family farm would use to cut grass and stuff. Good engine sound, horn, beacons, nothing, no beacons. I'm sure there's probably flashers that work on it, but yeah. You'll see how it does cutting up some grass over here. Ooh, It is a little bit clunky on the steering, I'll be honest. Probably because they're trying to keep it realistic. But yeah, it's a little bit clunky. Lower that down. B to turn it on. Turn on the F1 menu there. No other options that I see on there. Yep, and it is just windrowing a nice little swath of grass behind us. Probably go over this way a little bit more. But yeah, works out okay, I think. I think that's fine. But yeah, that is the John Deere windrower. All right, next up we have the Massey Ferguson 20. This is by Peter J. This is 14.86 megabytes to download, and this is for all platforms. So this has two different configurations options, which we'll look in the store. First one's under miscellaneous. This is the dumper option in here. We go into here. It has this permanently attached dumper onto the back, so some of you may absolutely hate this, some of you might love this, but here we go. Options, so you have standard, front guard, front weights frame, 200 kilogram weight, and then back to standard. You have the engine set up for 20 dumper at 45 horsepower, and then 20 multi-power dumper with the same amount of horsepower. So again, it just changes, I believe, that little guy in there. Yep, so it just adds that little configuration there, which I'm sure it matters in the real world, but in game it shouldn't matter a whole lot. 16,700 to buy. That tipper on the back holds 8,500 liters. This will drive at 21 miles per hour. If we move on from there, under small tractors, I believe it was, the other one. Yep, there we are, the Massey Ferguson 20, 11,200 to buy, runs at 21 miles per hour. Options, we have standard, front guard, front weights frame. We have 200 kilogram weight, 500 kilogram weight, back to standard. I think I went with 500 kilogram weight. Flat top fenders, you can also go with the cab. So you have those two options. I think I went with the cab on mine. You can have industrial tires. You can have road tires, agricultural tires, grassland tires, and then back to industrial. Engine setup, you have the 20 and the 20 multi-power. Both are 45 horsepower. So, hopping out of there. This one I do have the cab on it. Engine sounds good. They sound the same. No beacons on it, as far as I can tell at least. Not too bad. Up in the cab here, which we forgot to do with the John Deere windrower, so we'll go do that in a second as well. That's the one thing I normally forget, because I don't do a ton of cab driving, but yeah. Good details on there. I love you can see the ground outside of there. But yeah, it works nicely. Hop over to this guy. Very similar setup, not a whole lot of different stuff going on. In the cab view, so to speak. Kind of outside, but here you go. Then if I hop out of there, left control I to unload here. Nice animation on the dumper. It goes back pretty far. But anyhow, there you have it. That'll slowly go down. Let's go take a look at the inside of that windrower real quick. Oh, I parked it over here. Just so we don't forget that. I think that's an important piece of it. Inside, nicely detailed. There's a lot of good detail in here. Everything like that. But yeah, sorry. Just wanted to make sure I showed you that. Anyhow, moving on. Next here we have the New Holland FR850. This is by Agritono Modding. This is 17.74 megabytes to download. This is for all platforms. So this is essentially just a forage harvester. The header is the base game one that I just connected up to it. So we'll take a look at this in the store. This is going to be found under forage harvesters. So if we hop under here, we go all the way across to mods, the FR450 there. So starting price is $211,150. Goes at 24 miles per hour and has 449 horsepower. You can adjust some colors in here. So rim color, you have a lot of different options. If you wanted to go with that, you could. Main color, you have black or gold, and then you have also black or gold as far as the design color. So, and that doesn't really change a ton. Just it changes the cab top there, but you can't change a lot of the yellow on here. Moving down, trailer board, you have standard and wides. Then under Midas, you have standard and wides. Under Michelin, you have standard and wides. Under trailer board again, you have standard and wide. So there you go. Windows, you have standard, you have tinted, you have really tinted windows, and really tinted windows. So I think I went with the really tinted windows, but and then back to standard. Design, standard, or you can do the black design, so it changes the emblem on there from blue to black. Going down to the bottom, engine setup, the FR450 has 449 horsepower. The FR500 has 516 horsepower. The 600 has 600 horsepower. The 700 has 685 horsepower. And the 850 has 824 horsepower, though it does add quite a bit to the price. So just be aware of that. Hop out of there. And the header I use is just the, again, just the base game one. So we hop in here. Open up the help menu. Look, there's a lot of configuration options. I like that. Different stuff you can do. Up and down is opening the right one. Left and right on the mouse button is doing the other one. That's open up the back flap. Center mouse button there. That's pretty sweet. Both mouse buttons. You can open your doors on either side. It's pretty cool. Oop, I can get them all to close, maybe. There we go. And right mouse button. You can open the back flaps there. That's awesome. So much detail in there, and I mean, you can see some of the workings inside there. So if you want to access different engine compartments, you could. O to turn the pipe out there. Decent. That pipe goes pretty high, actually, so pretty cool. Forward, backwards. Horn on it. Beacons on it there. Looking inside the cab. We'll turn that help menu off so we can see a little bit better. Pretty cool in here with the tinted windows, I'll be honest. Good visuals around. Everything seems to be working the way it should. Lights on it. Lots of light configurations on there. Lots of light configurations. Fantastic. There you have it. That is the New Holland FR850. The next mod we have for you guys today is the John Deere 1110, 1210, 1510G pack. This is by Woodcraft Modding. This is 20.79 megabytes to download, and it is for all platforms. So, looking around it, it's fairly nicely detailed, but we'll go ahead and take a look at it in the store. So this is going to be found under Forestry Machines. If we go down to the very end here. So here's the machine in here for you. It comes with that. That's the basic setup for it. There's some attachments to the back, which we'll go over in a second. Tires, you can have trailer board. You can have the different track types through here. So there's lots of different options through there if you want to look at those. We can have no-kin tires or wide, standard, wide, really wide, I guess. Back to standard and back to trailer board. So we can have without blade. We can add a blade on if we want that. We can do no protection, we can do cabin protection, we can do hood protection, or we can do both. And then down at the bottom, this is the engine configuration. The 1110G is 223 horsepower. The 1210 is 212 horsepower. So did we lose horsepower? Oh no, it just was glitching out again. 197 for the first configuration option there. The next one up, 1210 is 212 horsepower, 1510 is 223. So there we go. There you have it. And again, starting price on this guy is, let's hop out of there, $324,000, and it runs at 14 miles per hour. So hop out of there, and we will go over to forestry equipment in here under tools, down to the end. You have these three attachments to it. I think I went with the narrow one, but there's also a wide one. And then this guy is like a big claw that you can have sit on the back here. But yeah, so it's fairly nice. We hop in here. Works out okay. Lights. Plenty of lights for doing forestry work. Beacons. I don't see any beacons on it. Horn. There you go. And then as far as what we can do with stuff, we can extend this out to when we're selected on it. So that can go in and out. We can detach that, but if you detach it, it kind of sits awkwardly on there. So I don't think that was maybe the best thought out idea. I think it'd be nice if it had kind of like the legs that would pop out where you can drive in and out of it. I was able to get it to hook up without doing that, but it kind of flies on there and it kind of looks a little bit strange. But anyhow, then if I hit, I'm going to turn on the help menu here, make sure I'm not missing anything. Change driving direction, of course, we can do left control B. So I can rotate the cab around if I'm doing forestry work out and about. I also can toggle the steering mode to automatic crane tracking. I can do to the main cabin. So yeah, two different options in there. As far as that goes, we'll turn the cab back around here. And let me hit G again to switch over to the crane. Oops. I'm not a crane operator, that is for sure, as you probably can tell by this. But there you have it there. X, grapple locked, grapple free, so you can lock it or you can have it free. Move it around there. L, fasten and unfasten the tension belts, which I only see tension belts right there. Strange. And while you're on the actual cab itself, you can adjust. You can see that back portion there. You can adjust the guard there. So that's the very back. Then if you hit G again, you're running the crane. Hit G again to that 2 option on there, and then you'll be able to run that. So there you have it. everything you could ever imagine you can do with this. You also can raise, lower the plow, and I'm sure I probably missed something on here. But you can turn the cab manually if you want to turn it to a specific angle, holding down the center mouse button. But a lot of different options on that, so that's a pretty cool kit there. All right, next up we do have a pallet pack. This is the Sano Pallets Pack. This is by Matty Q and Wajtaku S. I'm probably saying that's wrong, I apologize. This is 1.57 megabytes to download, and this is for PC and Mac players only. So I used to have super strength on, but this is 10,050 liters of TMR there. So I like the details on the packaging here. And then we have single bags, which you can lift without super strength, that have 25 liters in each of them. That's one of pig food. These are found in the store. We go under pallets, scroll all the way to the back end here. We have these 4 options in here. So $2,000 for 1,050 liters of pig food. That's fairly expensive. And 1,050 liters of TMR for $3,000 is really expensive. And then we have the big bag, or the small bags here if you wanted to carry them around. So I do love the detail on them, though. I will say that they are absolutely fantastic. But there you go. There's that pack. All right, next up we do have the Kuhn VBP 2190. This is by Rolnick 410. This is 6.57 megabytes to download, and this is for all platforms. So if we take a look at this in the store, if we go under baling technology, all the way down here to the very end, so many mods in here. There it is right there, 96,000 to buy, runs at 12 miles an hour, does 4,000 liter bales, and it is a bale wrapper combo. So if we hop in there, it does require 130 horsepower, or 130 horsepower to run. You can adjust the foil color, but that is it. That is what you get. We hop out of there. It is a round baler, by the way, as well. We'll hop into here. We may have enough grass out there to get a bale. We'll see how it goes. Hop onto it. Turn on the help menu there. V to turn it on. V to lower the pickup. And there's nothing to unfold as far as all that goes. Yeah, we should have enough grass out here to get a bale. We'll see though. Yeah, it's a decent mod. I know some of you are like, well, we don't really need another wrapper baler, but hey, I do like that there are actually quite a few mods of different of the same thing. Just it gives you kind of an option. You feel like you're really actually shopping like in the real world where there's a bunch of stuff you have as choices. But there you go. Animation's working out. It's gonna wrap that baby up. Again, you can adjust the foil color, but that's about everything on that. And as that's wrapping, we'll just drive back this way a little bit. Oh, we did pick up some more grass there, but that's fine. There you go. And then Y is what you're going to hit to unload that bale wherever you want. And there you have it. That is the Kuhn VBP 2190. All right, next up I have the NMC Mulcher. So this is just the front attachment on this bad boy. It's not the actual dozer itself, but it does work with the NMC bulldozer. This is by North Modding Company. It's 4.03 megabytes to download, and it's for all platforms. So if we look in the store, this is going to be found under forestry equipment. Is it? No, actually, forestry equipment? I think it's under miscellaneous, actually. I think I'm wrong with that. Yes, with all the other attachments. There we go. The Mulcher, 89,999 to buy, works at 6 meters. It is basically just a mulcher. You can adjust the color to whatever you want. And pattern 1, you can look at those down there. Pattern 2, pattern 1. So you have those 2 options there. Hop out of there. Turn it on. Again, it is a mulcher, so it is designed to take out trees, which it does fairly efficiently. Oop, I say that. No, I can't get that one. Now, I do want to check something. And it did not leave any stumps. So there we go. Took all the stumps out with them. But there you go. That's the NMC Mulcher. All right, here we have the Massey Ferguson 6411. This is a plow. This is by FBR Modding. This is 1.86 megabytes to download, and this is for all platforms. So again, nice little plow here. Nice small plow. If we go into the store, this is going to be found under Tools, under Plows. If we go all the way down to the end, there you are, the 6411. It runs at 7 miles per hour, does 1.2 meters, requires 80 horsepower, and there are no configuration options. There you go, 2,500 to buy. Hop in here, hook up to it without any issues, and as you can imagine, we hit V to lower it down. Turn on the help menu for you guys. That is going to go ahead and leave you a plowing state on there. It's very hard to see actually through that much stuff in there, but the other thing we can do, as you know, if I hit Y, allow create fields. This will create fields for us as well if we want to. So there you go. That is the Massey Ferguson 6411. All right, and our next mod is the Lizard the Lizard U473S. This is by Puskip and Saijan. This is 10.83 megabytes to download, and this is for all platforms. This is a 2.1 meter cultivator. So if we go in the store here under cultivators, we move all the way across to the mods at the very end. There it is, 3,100 to buy, runs at 9 miles an hour, 2.1 meters, and it requires 28 horsepower. So if we go into the garage here, you can adjust the color to basically anything, which I think is pretty sweet. Well, not basically anything exists. I guess I should say it's a fairly dark palette in there, but you can do all that. Warning signs, you can do no or yes. And then for wheels, you can do old or new. So just adjust those. Oh, you can do wheels with tire, sorry, then old. Old, new, wheels with tire. I think I went with the new. Shaft harrows, you can do that setup there for you. Arrows, and then nothing. So you have a couple of different options in there, which I think is pretty cool. So if we hop out of here, Q to hook up to it, V to lower it down, and again you can hire a worker for this as well as the plow. So I can hire a worker to do this if I want to, unhire a worker, however I want to go about it, but that is a cultivator. All right, and this is the Razzle Toro RVH. This is a roller. This is by Pallet 5090R. This is 10.29 megabytes to download, and this is for PC and Mac players. This is going to be found in the store under tools, under miscellaneous, and here at the very end. There we are. It runs at 10 miles an hour, works at 6.2 meters. And it's not going to load anything in here, of course, but it doesn't have any configuration options anyways. 14,500 to buy. It essentially serves as a fertilizer state that's free. So if we hook up to it here, I unfold it, lower it down, I'm going to slowly lower it down there, and then it should add a fertilizer state to what we have going on. Which it may have to do it over a cultivated field. So let me, oh, I have to turn it on. That's right. There we go. So as you can see, it is adding a fertilizer state on there. You can see the slightly darker hue of soil there. So make sure you turn it on though. Don't make my mistakes. But there you go. That is the Razzle Toro RVH. All right, this next mod is the Lizard HS400L. So this is by FBR Modding. This is 3.26 megabytes to download, and it is for all platforms. This is a fertilizer and herbicide sprayer. So if we go in the store, this is going to be found under crop protection. We go all the way down to the end here. Here we are. The HS400L works at 6 meters, runs at 7 miles per hour, holds 400 liters of either liquid fertilizer or herbicide. We go into the options here. There's no other configuration options. It's $3,000 to buy. We hop out of there. We can hook up to it. And I can hit X to unfold it. And again, I can hire a worker to do this if I want to, just like most mods that we have. B to turn it on. And it's going to spray out fertilizer for us. Hire a worker. We're going to try to turn that way, but we're just going to do that. And I can lower it if I want to for whatever reason. But anyhow, there you go. You don't have to do that. That is the Lizard HS400L. All right, next up we have the OPSH15. This is by Bashal Mash. This is that's the manufacturer. This is by Pavel Tikhonov. This is 13.48 megabytes to download. This is for PC and Mac player only. This does have support for the manure system mod. This is a fertilizer sprayer. If we take a look at it in the store, it's once again under crop protection down here at the end, right there. Runs at 6 miles an hour, 16 meter working width, holds 1,200 liters of either fertilizer or herbicide, and starting price is $14,000. And in here, we can change the rim color to anything on that list. Main color, we can change it to blue if we wish to, and design color, we can change that to anything we wish to on that list. Design, you can have standard, add filter, which is that right on there, I think is the filter. Well, it looks like it's something underneath there, but there you go. Add manometer, add clean water tank, add folding system, add water intake system, and back to standard. Manure system mod, you can do on or off. Mine's off. Wheel setup, gauge 1,500 millimeters, and there's gauge 1,800. So there you go. A couple of different options in there. We hop out of there, hook up to it, X to unfold it. Again, we can hire a worker with this. Now it does have, if I hold down the left mouse button, I can adjust the height of that. And then B to turn it on. And it does what it's supposed to do. It fertilizes. So there you have. Perfect. that is the OPSH15. All right, we are on to placeables. This is the Concrete Fountain. This is by Landbauer. This has 1.5 megabytes to download, and this is for all platforms. So this is basically just a little decorative object, and it is a water point, so you can use it to get water from. This is going to be found under placeables. This is going to be under miscellaneous. Yep, there we go. Concrete Fountain, $1,195 to buy, $2 a day maintenance. So there you have it. Next up, we have the gas pump. This is by Pregel LE. This is 3.2 megabytes to download. This is for all platforms. This is basically just a fuel point. So a nice little decorative fuel point for you here. We go into the store. This is going to be found under miscellaneous, and it is right there. $1,500 to buy. And this is doesn't look like there's any daily maintenance or upkeep for it. So there you go. All right, next up, we have the vehicle shelter metal. This is by Black Sheep Modding. This is 1.34 megabytes to download. This is for all platforms. So if we take a look in the store here, this is going to be found under sheds. Go down a little bit here. There we go. Vehicle shelter, $9,000 to buy, and there is no maintenance cost on it. But taking a look at it, there's a lot of good detail on this thing. We have a light switch here. Wanted to turn that on. Looking around. You could drive through that way if you wanted to, or through this way. So different ways you could use this. Be creative with it, but there you have it. That is the vehicle shelter metal. All right, here we have a shelters pack. This is by Regman. This is 5.21 megabytes to download. This is for all platforms. So we have basically, and I'll take a look at these in the store in a second, basically kind of an older school with some forge on it. And then we have more of an open one here. I guess not old school versus new school, but open versus closed, I guess would be more accurate. So if we take a look at these in the store, they're going to be under sheds. Move down here. We have the shed here and then Polish shed here. Those are both part of this pack as far as I can tell. So there you have it. This one is $3,000 to buy, $10 a day, and maintenance. This one is $1,000 to buy, and it's only $5 a day in maintenance. So there you go. Shelters. The next placeable mod I have for you guys is the grain cell. This is by R. Mahel and Den Ben. This is 12.95 megabytes to download, and it is for all platforms. It does say this is seasons ready. So let's take a look in here. Let's open these guys up. Looks like you'd back in here to get the crops in, or maybe come in this side here. Let's take a look at a couple of the details on here. Let's open up the help menu. Raise the ramp. That's very cool. So you can dump in that way. That's fantastic. Over here, I'd probably have one too. Yep, raise the ramp. That side. Those for closing the gate. But yeah, that's fantastic. So I'm sure you could probably dump in either side there. 1, 2, or 3 to get stuff out here. So there you have that. But that's a pretty cool one. I like that. That's a cool animation on that. Oop, I can turn it back down. So those control panels there. That's fantastic. Let's take a look at that in the store. This is going to be located under silos. If we go down to the end here, all the way past all this stuff. Grain silo, $180,000 to buy, holds 200,000 liters of each of these crops, $60 a day maintenance. There you have it. All right, as we work our way closer to the end, this is the Sugar Beets export. This is by TF 2020 Mods. This is 1.23 megabytes to download, and this is for all platforms. So taking a look at this, this is just a Sugar Beet export or buy point. I believe export or buy point. Let's take a look at them here in the store. It's gonna be under miscellaneous. We go all the way down past everything, all the way to the end here. Here we are. So export, 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 export. So, yeah, so they all export. So small Sugar Beets export easy. Sugar Beets export easy, small Sugar Beets export profi, Sugar Beets export profi. So basically the difference between the easy and the profi is where the triggers are and how easy they're going to be. These you can just pull right up in front and it's going to be a sell point there. These ones are a little bit more detailed. And if I actually read on the ModHub here, the profi option, and the profi mode, you have to drive very close to the heap to unload. So there you go. You have to drive a lot closer. But again, there's no upkeep for any of these. I have the small one out here. Let's actually just put the big one out here just so you can see comparatively. So there you go. Big one's right over here. Small one's right over there. But there you go. Sugar Beet export pack. Next up, we have the Farmhouse. This is by SZEFTILS. This is 7.77 megabytes to download. This is for all platforms. So nice little house. Sleep trigger there. Nice detail all around it. There's a nice little quaint house. I like that. Very well done. But if we take a look at this in the store, it's going to be under farmhouses. And it is going to be, if we go across here, farmhouse right there, $45,000 to buy, $20 a day. You have yourself a sleep trigger. All right, and our final mod for the day is the oil extraction plant. So this is a global company required mod, so you do have to have global company installed to be able to run this. So as far as everything goes, this is a manufacturing plant where if I go into the menu here, you have production for sunflower oil or soybean oil. So you put soybean in pallets in to get soybean oil out, or you can put in soybeans and sunflowers in pallets or soybeans in pallets to get their respective oils. So you can buy pallets if you don't want to have to make pallets yourself. But I'm going to go into more detail on this in a future video. I will cover that in my global companies tutorial series at some point. In addition to that, there is also a map that came out today, and there should be a map tour out later for that. But that is all of the mods for today. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button up on your screen to join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos I may post. This has been Farmer Cop. Thank you guys for coming and watching.